Good evening and welcome to my temporary study. My name is Ron, I'm your host, and it is my pleasure to share a daily devotional with you. I put about 500 miles on the bike today. Plenty tuckered out, sore backside, but I saved enough energy for the devotional time. So we finished up with the book of Esther. And I do want to make one side note here. When we started in Esther, I mentioned that Queen Vashti had made the first attempt at procuring women's rights, and it didn't go so well, being rebellious to the king. But for Esther, it went a whole bunch better. She made a huge step forward in women's rights by being respectful and obedient to the king. Just saying. Using honey seems to work pretty well. Okay. Um, yeah, we're going to get into Job. Esther was the last of the books of the history of the Israelites. And in my devotional book here, uh, the books we're getting into now are called Poetry and Wisdom. And this is the book of Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the Song of Songs. I'm kind of excited about getting into the wisdom books. I can certainly use a little bit of that. So anyway, uh, let's just let's just get introduced to Job tonight. Let's just find out who he is. There once was a man named Job who lived in the land of Uz. He was blameless, a man of complete integrity. He feared God and stayed away from evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 teams of oxen, and 500 female donkeys. He also had many servants. He was, in fact, the richest man in that entire area. Job's sons would take turns preparing feasts in their homes, and they would also invite their 3 sisters to celebrate with them. When these celebrations ended, sometimes after several days, Job would purify his children. He would get up early in the morning and offer a burnt offering for each of them. For Job said to himself, "Perhaps my children have sinned and have cursed God in their hearts." This was Job's regular practice. Okay, so now we've met the man who is being written about, and it's one simple story, but it goes on for a little over 40 chapters. So there's a lot to go through here. And let's take the time. No, we won't. That's all we're going to do for this evening. We've met the man. He's blameless in the sight of God. Tomorrow we will start seeing what happens to him. So, what can I leave you to meditate on? That little tidbit that we finished up in Esther, the book of Esther. Queen Vashti tried to get her will noticed by being belligerent. Queen Esther by being respectful. There is something to meditate on. You all have a great evening, and God willing, we'll see you tomorrow. And the word for this week is still ambivalent. Tomorrow, we'll pick up a new word. Y'all take care. God willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.